Welcome to Flick Filter, another episode of Flick Filter. I'm Big Diesel.
I'm the professor.
And today we're going to go into, even though we're a little late, D23.
Yep, D23. Yep.
Which, if you don't know, it's Disney's...
Why is it called D23?
I don't know. Put it in the comments.
Because I was like, they had D23 last year, so I was like, oh, was it because it's 2023? But then that was D23 again, so I was like, oh, well, we'll figure it out. Hopefully somebody will let us know.
So yeah, there's a lot of the Marvel stuff we're just gonna skip over, except there's one that we're definitely gonna talk about that they made prominent. But everything, this was more for the TV shows, the Disney Plus shows. So
there was movies too.
No, I mean when it comes to the Marvel.
Oh yeah.
So
what are we gonna go in the order?
Yeah. Whatever's on the list, and I think it's Mufasa. Mufasa.
Maybe you should have built that up. But yeah, so Mufasa is.
Does it really need to build up?
I don't know. We probably didn't. It's the latest live.
There is a review for The Lion King. Go check that out.
There is?
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah. Wow. Throwback. So yeah, Mufasa. That is the newest remake of the. It's funny. I feel like they've it's not a remake. It's actually a prequel of the remake of The Lion King. So. Y'all probably know it.
All right, they just need to stop.
It's like an origin story of Mufasa, but also, from what I've gathered, it's almost like a sequel because I think it's Simba telling the story of Mufasa to Nala, his daughter. If you watch Lion King 2, you should know who Nala is. Lion King 2, I think it's...
Nala?
Not Nala, sorry, Kiara.
Yeah.
Right, Kiara.
I was like,
scratch that.
That's his wife.
We'll fix that in post. Kiara.
Says who?
Huh?
Who's fixing it in post? Not me.
Not him.
Not I.
I guess not him. Wow. Simone, you got it? Dang. All right. Well, anywho, back to Mufasa.
But yeah,
yes.
He's basically telling...
He's telling his daughter, Kiara, if you've seen Lion King 2, that's who that's referring to. And I think she's going to be played by Blue Ivy Carter, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they said in the credits.
And I think Beyonce is in there.
I think she should be as well.
So they probably have a little bit of a role, but
yeah. I think Donald Glover's reprising his role.
Probably.
But
it's just probably a little.
That's a little bit, yeah. It's
the main thing.
The main thing is Mufasa, and it's his basically going through how he became the Lion King in a sense.
If you count this as canon.
Not canon. I feel like it has to be
retconned.
They did retcon some stuff.
And a lot of people are mad.
They're mad because it's like
he's
in the long line of kings and that.
No, he wasn't even in the line. He's an outcast.
No, I'm saying I'm going to what Mufasa said in the original Lion King. When he was telling Simba, like, you come from this long lineage of kings and all that.
And he's actually...
So that retcons it. But if you look, I mean...
And then Scar's actually the one that deserves... So they're doing the thing to where they're trying to make Scar sympathetic, you know.
So I have a hot take, or not even a hot take, but it's more, I have a theory.
Make it quick.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not even a spoiler. It's just like, what if he was so Mufasa's adopted, right? But what if he really was royalty, but they abandoned him, but they didn't realize it, or something? They find out that he was like, I don't know, some way they find out later, or it was like, oh, you actually. Lame. I don't know, mate.
They should have just stuck with the actual. Because there are stories that talk about...
There are. There are.
Even though there's not an actual animated movie about Mufasa, but there is...
There's books and things.
Yeah, there's stuff.
There's his backstory. Yeah, there is. They just wanted to do their own thing. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see.
That's the problem, man.
You can't just wait and see?
No, stick with what it's supposed to be. Don't be changing stuff.
But,
this is how you anger the actual fans of the actual.
But here's the thing: half of the folks were not like. Okay, yes, people care about the Lord of the Lion King, but I think a lot of people wouldn't have even known about that. Like that. Oh, he did have this backstory. Like a lot of people, y'all weren't even thinking about that until.
It says in the first movie that he was in a long line, so that it in and of itself should have been like, oh no, he's definitely Scar should have been the outcast. No, actually, they're brothers.
They are brothers.
They're brothers. So technically, they retconned that too.
They are. Hey man, I don't know why we can't just wait. I just don't know why people can't complain after they see it.
Yeah, we like to complain now.
No, just complain once you, because it.
That's why people watch our stuff. It's to get our opinions, and this is my opinion. It's
fine. That's your opinion. Then we just gonna see once it comes out.
I'm still. I guess we do gotta watch it, don't we?
You don't have to.
You're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm excited for it. It's written and directed by Barry Jenkins. If you know.
I stick with the cartoon, and that's about as far as I go.
He did Moonlight, bro. He did Moonlight. I've been waiting for him to do another movie.
I haven't watched Moonlight, so I got it's on the list. It's on the list. But what's next?
What is next? Avatar 3.
Oh,
Fire and
3.
Ash. That's the official title. I think it was supposed to be.
It's a good title.
What was it? They changed it from something else. It was like something
remember.
Spirit of something.
Spirit of Water or something like that.
No, it didn't have water in it. It was like it had something to do with inner something spirit. I forget. But Fire and Ash sounded better. This sounds cooler.
Yeah.
And
actually, I like this last one. I wasn't crazy about the first one.
Yeah.
But the second one, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. It wasn't bad.
I liked Wade in the Water. No, not Wade in the Water. Way of the Water. That was a running joke, and then I low-key called it that by mistake just now, but I did call it that. It might not have been. It might not have been. Don't edit that.
But
y'all weren't editing it anyway. You weren't gonna do it anyway. But yeah, I like the way of the water. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah. Cameron always does he does these big movies. I think better.
He's
than
always
anybody.
got to do it in the water.
Water. Space.
Mostly
water.
Because Titanic.
Titanic. The Abyss.
He's a big Titanic fan, isn't he?
Who?
James Cameron.
He made Titanic.
No, I mean the actual
Titanic.
Yeah, the history.
Yeah, I mean he's done multiple.
Because I know he's. Yeah, I know he's done. Yeah.
He's real serious about the water. Yeah, he's about that life.
He really wades in the water.
He do. Anywho, Fire and Ash is coming out. I think 2025.
So I heard I've been seeing the joke. Because it's Avatar.
Yeah, and the water.
And they're doing the elements.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught that too. I was like, come on. Like, does he? I'm genuinely wonder if he's had conversations with, the creators of Avatar. If the fans have come to him and been like, you see that? This looks lawfully.
I don't think it's an accident because it's too much of a coincidence.
But okay, this is the thing. With the first movie, I do think because he had been working on Avatar since I think maybe the 90s or something. He was waiting basically to be able to actually make it, and that's why it was a whole decade between Titanic and Avatar, and then more than that
really
between the
different from if you compare Titanic and they're two different.
Yeah, they're
movies.
very different.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in terms of how long it took him in between that time to make James Cameron doesn't have that many movies, but he has maybe 10 or so. I don't know the total number, but he doesn't have that many but all of his movies have been hits. Well, not all, but like pretty much like almost all of them are classics.
So what's your excitement level?
I think I'm more excited because it's not like, oh, we've been waiting, 15 years, and like I think I liked the last one more than I liked the first one.
It was definitely the better.
I felt like it had a better story. I feel like it had like I liked the family drama aspect of it. I liked the Tokun. I liked I don't know. I just felt like I liked returning to that world and like what they could do with the story.
Like at first, I was just like, it can lead. I wasn't really crazy about a sequel.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, they're doing this. I was like, but then I saw it, and then I'm like, okay, if it's like this one, I'm interested. I'm just interested. I'm not gonna say I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I'm interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's next?
What is next? Next we've got Moana 2. That's coming out.
I haven't seen the first one, so I can't say. I gotta watch it.
So I would say great, catchy music. I've seen it a couple times, I think. Definitely one of like the bigger Disney hits over the last
It's
decade.
really been hard for me to get back into the like newer Disney now that I'm a little bit older. It's like Frozen, Moana, Wish, all these newer ones that is like, it's still the same thing. It's just really hard for me to want to get back. Not only that, I don't really like musicals like that. So it's just like me watching and then they're for kids mostly.
Yeah.
They're mostly for kids. So it's like me trying to get back into it. I have no kids.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So
Spoilers.
yeah. So it's just really hard for me to want to watch this out of everything else that I watch.
Yeah.
But we might check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll probably check it out. May go see it with my family. Like maybe my sister will probably want to go see it.
Yeah.
My mom and dad might want to go see it. Who knows?
Yeah.
My grandma. Yeah. So
Just putting
who knows? They may all.
But anywho, did you hear anything new except for the?
I know that she has a sister now, like a little sister.
Yeah.
I can't even remember if she had. I was like, wait, she didn't have one in the first one because she has like a big family.
No spoilers.
I think.
Yeah.
Her father's the chief. I know that, and she just goes on an adventure. That's all I'm gonna say for the first one. She just goes on an adventure.
I heard they're doing a live action as well.
Yeah, so I don't know why exactly.
Well, because they want to do every single. They're trying to.
They are, but it's like they could have waited.
It's just
they could have waited like another decade or so.
I just don't think they need these remakes.
They
Whatever
don't
you want to
need
call it, live action
I
remakes.
I agree.
It's just the cartoons themselves, just stick with them.
But they're trying to make money off of themselves. It's money. It's all money.
Of course.
It's
But
money.
most of these people aren't really getting crazy about.
They're not.
So is it really making money at the end of the day? Is my thing. That's just my opinion.
For the most part, I think the one.
Yes, there's going to be kids who are going to want to see it, but aside from that.
Well, that's the kid. Like, that's the thing. You can't say aside from that because that's a big demographic, and kids like to go to the thing
I'm just saying,
multiple times. Yeah.
But as of. You got to think about it because the parents, too, they're going to want to enjoy these movies as well because they're going to watch it with the kids. Who's going to take the kids aren't going to go by themselves.
Yeah.
So you would want, if you're going to do this, like you're doing it for a nostalgia bait because, of course, the parents saw the cartoons. But if the parents aren't Because they could just pull up the cartoons and watch it with them kids.
They could.
With their kids.
I honestly thought the same thing. But, again,
I just don't.
Disney's trying to make money.
I got you.
Money.
I got it.
At the end of the day.
But at the same time, it's just like, I just wish they would actually put more effort and actually try to make something good, because at this point, it's not original. It's
not.
They'll make little tweaks here and there,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's the same story, it's the same exact movie. Just do something original, but they don't want to do that because it's a risk.
Well, here's the thing. There are original movies that they're putting out.
Yes.
But we're not talking about those.
We're getting to them.
No. I'm saying, like, there's some that I even, like, wrote down. They're not all.
Well, they didn't really say much about them. Like Monster Jam.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I was watching.
I think it's like based off monster trucks or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it. They're not giving us the whole thing. If they gave us, more information.
I think because a lot of these things might either still be in development or they just can't say too much without spoiling and whatnot. So it's like it's a fine line that you have to.
Yeah, at that point, it's kind of their fault at that point, because if they made it interesting, we would talk about it.
Yeah.
We're touching on everything that we feel like, and unfortunately, it's only the IPs that they really put notice on in this D23. So
yeah.
I don't want to rip it apart too much. But,
yeah. I mean, I get it from a business standpoint. I'm not mad, but I'm more so like, I wouldn't even say, I don't know if indifference is the right word, but it's like, I get it just from a business thing, and because Disney is Disney, where it's like, I'm not expecting them to go out on all the creative stops and put so much time and effort into something original. Like, they do put effort into original things, but it's like, where are they going to make the majority of their money from? It's stuff that people already know, and it's unfortunate. Like, I'm not saying that it's what they should do, but it's like, Disney is Disney for a reason. Like, they've been able to be as successful for as long. So we gonna move on to next one. Frozen 3. I don't have much to say about it. I've seen the first two.
I haven't seen any of them.
Well, Frozen 3 coming to something near you. I don't even know if they announced much about it. They just, Frozen 3. Everybody knows Frozen. Not enough said. Not saying everybody's seen it, but everybody at least is aware of it. So, Frozen. Don't really need to say much else. Now, this was
See, all the Frozen fans are mad at you. That.
Yeah, if they stayed here this long. If they stayed here this long.
That's deep.
If you're reading this, if you're hearing this, it's too late. Anywho, Zootopia 2. I'm actually excited.
I've seen that one.
Dang, Zootopia, the first Zootopia.
I heard it was good.
That's a classic to me. That's one of the.
I need to check that one out.
To me, that's one of the better.
I'll probably
Disney movies of the.
Yeah, I'll probably check that one out. Is it a musical?
It's not a musical.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
It's like not even. It's kind of a miss. It's kind of like a.
I'm already gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
But
Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
All I've heard, I remember in the video I saw, they said like the reptiles in this one might be the villains, or
I think I heard that.
Villains, like as in like, because you call somebody a snake, that's usually like a derogatory thing. So it's like, oh, that's interesting. So.
And then of course Satan.
Oh man, didn't think about that. But yeah, I'm excited for Zootopia 2. I don't know when if they announced the due date or not, but that should be cool. Next one. This is one of the ones I'm most excited for. Incredibles 3.
Second one.
I liked it, but I did have my complaints because
it
was, but also my big thing is we waited 14 years. And that was it. It was like if you were gonna give us that, you could have given that one like 2-3 years.
Here's another thing. I don't want this to be, because of course you had the Marvel, you had the DC. Don't go into a superhero trope that we've seen
Like
thousand. Yeah, no multiverse. We don't need to do a trope. Actually, come with some originality and something with a good writing, a good story. Yeah.
Hot
You-
take. All superhero stuff has.
I always have the hot takes.
No, I'm saying I'm having a hot take.
Oh.
I'm saying my hot take is that all superhero things have tropes. I think the issue is certain tropes get overused and played out. So, like, for example, multiverse, that's a big thing right now, to the point where even things outside of Marvel, DC, a lot of different shows
And it's really hard to do a superhero thing, especially one for kids. That hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
But I'm still, come on, try.
I think, honestly, just have a solid story. Like, I think that's why the
first one did so good.
Was good.
Here's what I wanted, though. Because remember in the first one, they went through all those people that Syndrome killed.
Yeah.
Spoilers alert. But they needed to do something like that to where it showed like
the backstory and how it happened.
Yeah, because they didn't really go into that. I was like, and you couldn't really. Oh man, I was so interested in that one.
There was a YouTube video that came on my feed like as recently as either yesterday, a couple of days ago, where I think it like went through that, and I meant to watch it or add it to my. I'm gonna try to find it.
If you find it, send it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remembered my favorite part of the first one was the and got Bessie.
Syndrome had all the lines.
Yeah, he was a good villain too.
I love when he was like.
That's another thing. He was a good villain. I felt like there was more to Mirage than they let on.
Yeah.
But she
would have had a cool backstory. I love when Syndrome was like.
I actually thought she had powers. I thought she had powers.
Maybe she did.
I don't know. Not in the. They didn't show her having powers, but I figured if you gave her a nickname. But anyway.
Fair enough. Next one.
I am going to see that one. So.
Yeah, that one should be fire. Ooh, another big one. Toy Story 5. How much can we say about
I mean, ended already.
They've been making Toy Story movies.
They should have ended it when they were in the little furnace. The third one should have been it.
That's
I like trilogies.
Says.
I like trilogies. Just
wrap
it in the nice bow, but y'all want to milk everything.
I kind of like the fourth one better, but that's another thing. You can just save that for hot take day.
ID.
Right. Different podcast. Different.
What's next?
But yeah, Toy Story 5 coming sometime.
Did it say anything?
Did it say
talking about tablets.
Tablets, technology, toys versus tech. I was like, that should have been.
And then they brought back Woody. Spoiler alert.
I mean, it was in the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we don't know how they brought him. They don't know if it's like a we got in trouble, we need you type of thing. If Woody's like he got lonely and just was like, I'm coming back. We don't know what's going on.
So did you like Lightyear?
Didn't see it.
I thought it was interesting.
I do.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I think everybody was like didn't like it, but I didn't think it was too bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. And it's very interesting. I'm not gonna say too much, but watch it and we can talk about it because it was cool.
I'll watch it. Cool. Skeleton Crew. I don't have much to say. I did see the trailer. Kids, Star Wars. They doing stuff. I don't really know. We can move on now.
Let's touch on it. Come on, Star Wars is. I'm sorry. The fandom. They need to start bringing it back.
They need healing. They need to heal.
For healing, they need Jesus. Only Jesus can.
Yeah. I meant like.
I know.
I meant just.
But yeah, they don't need healing. They need to really figure out what they're gonna do with it. Star Wars. I mean, because they're really pissing the fans off, and they
are.
They may need to just give it back to Lucas, because honestly, it hasn't been this bad in the prequels. Prequels were still, even though if they didn't like them, the hype was still there.
They were like, well, it's George. He's doing, he's trying things.
The hype was there. I know in Phantom Menace and all that stuff.
A lot of people reclaimed the prequels once they made the sequels. They were like, oh yeah, the prequels were actually pretty good. I love the prequels, but I was a kid growing up, so
yeah,
different.
Exactly. Yeah,
I still love Episode 3 though. That's probably my favorite.
Definitely the better
Maybe.
one.
Probably.
But anywho, I mean, like anything, I just want things to be good. I don't want to rag on them and have all these nitpicks, but it's what I do. So
yeah.
It's like I'm going to mention it.
So. In that note, how do you feel about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Dang.
I'm sorry. They're not really trying right now. I'm just low expectations.
That's probably safe.
I mean, even Mandalorian season 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they really need to get their act together, pretty much.
They do.
And that's why all these shows have been ever since. I don't think they've had a good show since Mandalorian season 2.
You haven't watched. Andor might be the best show they've done. Well, okay, I haven't watched every other thing, all the Clone Wars, all the Rebels. I haven't watched all that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that, but
all the Disney Plus stuff. Well, I haven't watched all that either. But of all the stuff I've seen on Disney Plus, Andor might be the best. Even though Mandalorian might be my just personal favorite, just because of the type of story it is, like the adventure and all the stuff. What?
I didn't watch anything.
I know you didn't. It's Heat.
I know. It's just trying to give it time.
It's Heat. That might restore your faith. But that might be but it's an outlier. I feel like it feels so much different than everything else that they are
just like Rogue
doing.
One.
It does have that Rogue One type of feel.
But Rogue One was good. That's what I'm saying. When you stick to the good stuff, just stick in that sweet spot.
Yep. Anywho, we
we're doing our rip.
We are rambling. So we don't really need to talk about Cap, Brave New World.
We already talked about that.
Yeah. Don't really need to talk about Fantastic Four. Though they did have a thing with what's his name, Joseph Quinn. He had on the suit, but they're saying that they may change.
Yeah, for toys and all that. Yeah.
But Daredevil, Born Again.
That's what I'm. Yep. Did you watch Netflix?
Of course.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to. Find my audience.
Honestly, one of my favorite Marvel projects. Period.
Are they going to do the hallway scene?
Are they going to? I mean, they already did the hallway scene.
No, I mean,
redo it or do it like another version of it.
I'm just wondering how much of the feel they're going to get. I don't know. Because here's another thing: the Marvel Disney Plus shows haven't been hitting really, so it's like low expectations.
But the Marvel Netflix shows, Daredevil, they were hit or miss. I did like the interconnectivity.
Now we all know nobody liked Iron Fist. Even I'm a fan of Iron Fist. It wasn't.
It's crazy how he's one of the best martial artists, yet
I'm not trying to rag on the actor or whatever.
Yeah, but the action in Daredevil was much better than the action in Iron Fist.
Yeah, and he's a martial artist. Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil is too, but that's all.
My thing is stick to the comics. I'm a big Power Man. Here's what they need to do. Just have a Heroes for Hire. Call it Heroes for Hire. Put both, what's his name? Power Man.
Who?
Luke Cage.
Oh, Mike Coulter?
Mike Coulter and put...
You think they were going to bring him back?
Yeah. They're definitely bringing him back. I don't know about the Iron Fist.
They should bring Jessica Jones back too.
Oh, she's in it.
Oh, she's in. She is.
Yeah,
hey.
Spoiler alert. My bad.
Dang.
I thought you knew.
I ain't know, but I'm excited now.
Yeah. She's in it. They're trying to be. I just don't see them bringing everyone back and not just him. So unfortunately, I think they're gonna bring him back too. They got to. They're bringing Foggy and Karen Page, who were gonna die.
But then we rioted. Did
we riot?
Well, not we. I'm saying with the fans. I thought it was fan backlash that caused it.
No, it was. I think Kevin Feige saw the actual. That was what did it. Because Kevin Feige saw the whole.
He saw the actual.
What was going to happen?
Not trailer, but did he see like a rough cut or something?
I think so. Yeah, something like that. And that's why they got the same thing with Captain America: Brave New World. My boy Seth Rollins was in it for the Serpent Society, and they ended up redoing the whole thing because it just wasn't.
It wasn't
to Kevin Feige's liking.
Not to Feige's standard. Gotcha.
Pour one up.
But yeah, I'm excited for Daredevil.
Yeah. So I think we got Punisher. We got there's a lot of stuff that's going on that I don't want to mention that I probably know that you don't know.
I don't want to know.
I know. Yeah. So I'll just say, they're bringing people back.
Hey.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I'm just wondering, is it gonna really feel like that? How are we supposed to watch it? Is it supposed to be just like that never happened, or like they just need to explain some things.
Yeah.
Continuity and stuff. Because technically, Daredevil came back in She-Hulk. Yeah. And he was so much different in She-Hulk.
He also came back in No Way Home. Well, not came back, but he was in.
Yeah.
Is that in them?
No, he did come back in No Way Home.
He did.
I think first. That
was first.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that was the same one that we got in. Like, is that the same Matt Murdock from the previous
Netflix? I don't know.
Because Feige's like, all this is canon. So what does that even mean?
I don't know. I feel like he's just saying stuff at this point.
He's just saying stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust what he says right now.
I don't trust what nobody says because they be lying like, I would love to be in. Oh wait, are you gonna be reprising your role in this movie? Oh, they haven't talked to me. Oh, but I would love that. Wow, that'd be a great opportunity, man. And Marvel, y'all, it would be great if that would happen. I'm definitely not in it though. Anywho,
I digress.
What are we talking about next? So we're not talking about Ironheart.
We can talk about it.
I actually don't know much about it. Yeah. I did know. It was just the most interesting.
Then I can't say anything. I know some stuff, but I don't know.
The most interesting thing that I heard was that it had already gotten filmed like years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, so why hasn't it been out? I think, is it just a timing thing?
Well, you gotta realize also, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons. You gotta realize everything is like in disarray right now.
Yeah, it is.
We had COVID, we had the strikes, and then we just had stuff just being not so good. Right. So he had to do damage control on a lot of stuff.
True.
So yeah, he's just gotta. Kevin Feige and Marvel are in, and even James Gunn and DC are in a certain point to where everything's got to be good. And that's where I was saying Deadpool and Wolverine, yes, it was good, but we need Captain America Brave New World to be hit out of the park. We need the next one hit out the park. We need to be firing in all cylinders to bring to bring back the trust back.
Yeah.
Because right now, people are just, until we start seeing a consistent thing of good stuff, both Disney Plus shows and movies, I think right now people are still going to be a little sketchy depending on the trailer and depending on, if they feel like they want to see these movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. So, that's why I say it's a little desperation move.
Yeah.
Bringing back Russo's and Robert Downey. Yes, I know it's comics, but still, they're trying to bring back the hype.
Facts.
But anywho,
Next.
but yeah, Ironheart. I didn't really care for her in Wakanda Forever, and I don't think it's her fault. I think it was just the writing, and mostly it's a Black Panther movie. But I think Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I didn't really like the writing compared to the first one. I think it was all over the place, but I want to like it. But
I did like it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
I
also like I probably can't revisit it often because of how heavy it is and just a lot. I feel like they did the best that they could with what they had.
Yeah.
But I do also often think about the movie they would have had if.
I think the way they dealt with T'Challa was on point.
Yeah.
Which is where I don't know if I focused this on another video, but my thing with a lot of people think that T'Challa should have been recasted. Which, at the time that Chadwick Boseman passed, it was not a smart decision for them to just recast.
No.
Because a lot of people, even though you say, yeah, I wanted them to recast, I guarantee you, a lot of people would have felt some type of way.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you didn't recast T'Challa, but you recast Thunderbolt Ross. 2 people died, and one of them you recasted, and the other one you didn't.
Yeah.
It's just like, if I'm the family of William Hurt, it's just, wow, really? Thanks a lot, So he just meant nothing, pretty much. So I know that's not their intent, but at the same time, that's how you got to look at it. If you're going to do it for one character, you got to do it for another, especially if both of them pass away, So it's rather unfortunate. So
yeah, you already know my take.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to ramble.
I just wanted to, yeah.
About it because
I just thought I should mention it.
Yeah, it is worth mentioning.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends.
And I don't think we did a Wakanda Forever review.
I don't think we did. And I don't think they... Are they still planning on making the Wakanda show? Do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
I know some stuff that I don't know to say.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely have feelings. I go back and forth as far as the whole recasting thing. I think it definitely depends.
At the time it just wasn't a good idea. I think they were just trying to wait. But I like the way, to go back on it, I like the way that technically he was recasted, but it's just his son and they're just going to grow him up. So I like the way they did it, because he's still named T'Challa. Because anybody who's going to fill Chadwick Boseman's shoes has big shoes to fill also. So you got to think of that as well. Like, do you really want to be compared to the person that made Black Panther? Right. Well, as far as movies go. So it's like, there's that part too. So I think with having his son, he can still just be his own, he can still do his own thing, right, without trying to be just like the way Chadwick Boseman played him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think it was dealt with very good. So that's all I'll say about it. But yeah.
Okay.
What's
next? We got Percy Jackson. Actually, no, we're not really talking about that.
You mentioned it already, huh?
My bad.
I was going to catch up on it.
I watched the movies from years ago. I know a lot of the fans don't really care for them, but they've said that the show was a lot better. I think my sister watched it.
I think a wrestler's in there.
Cool.
So.
I don't think I mentioned it. We were talking earlier, but Freakier Friday, the sequel to Freaky Friday.
Way
That's
back.
the thing.
Way back.
I think it's going straight to Disney Plus. I'm not quite sure.
That's not a good sign.
It might, I think that's what they said. I'm not quite
That's not a
sure.
good sign.
You can skip on that. Though, live action.
But what are you gonna do?
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
But yeah, they're older. But what are you gonna do? The same thing.
I thought it'd be interesting if it was like Lindsay Lohan also has a daughter now, and so what if all three of them end up doing like a three-way swap or something? That'd be interesting if they.
I don't think they're gonna actually choose her actual daughter. Are they?
What do you mean?
Is she older?
Did she have a daughter?
I think she has kids.
Oh, I meant just like they were gonna They were just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have somebody play. Yeah,
that's what.
That's what I meant, and do like a.
Yeah, that's interesting. But it's more like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which they're still getting shrunk. It's the same.
It's Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah, it was the same kind of concept, but it was just a they just named it different, and they did something different. And I was like, eh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's cool.
We got live action Lilo and Stitch.
I want a Stitch.
I'm sure you do.
He was cute.
He was. The original is a classic to me.
Oh man, I love that.
Classic. The music, the animation, the story. Yeah, there was music. I mean, it wasn't a musical, but Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Come on, man.
I remember it was a long time ago.
So come on, man.
You realize how old I am?
Yeah.
And when it came out, and how old I was.
You mentioned your age, not me. You mentioned it, not me.
I'm just saying. But anyways, Stitch looks really, really good. Everybody was nervous about it.
Yeah,
it was real good.
I miss the days where they had the mix of animation plus live action, like Space Jam. It would have been interesting if they just had like the cartoon version of Stitch in the real world. That would have been interesting to me.
So basically, this what Sonic does.
Kinda.
No.
But isn't that not what Stitch is?
Not really. He's from a.
And no. Not saying what he is like in the movie or in the original movie, but I'm saying like how that Stitch looked in whatever teaser thing that they gave you. They didn't give a real teaser, but it was like
he looks real. He looks like they. It's the same thing they did with the lions in Lion King.
Those look like animation. That was my hot take for that.
For what? For
Stitch? For Lion King. Also, like they call that live action, but I was like, it's just realistic animation. It's still
my point is they did the same thing, so it's basically the same thing. So what's the difference?
My question was like, what's the difference between that and Sonic?
They're two different. So Sonic is basically in the story. It's another.
He's in another world.
He's in another world, and he's.
I get
going to the real
story.
Okay,
story wise,
that
he's in a different
is
dimension.
What I'm talking about.
Got you. I just meant in terms of the actual look of the character. Like, what's the difference between how? I mean, I know visually he's a little different, but I'm like, it's still CGI animation.
Okay. I was just confused about.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't explain that well. We going on the wrong. We talking about the wrong stuff, man.
No, we're talking about Stitch. He looks good.
Yeah, I thought he does look good. I'm excited.
They got the actual. He sounds like Stitch. He looks like Stitch. Now we just need Lilo and Nami, her sister, and the other aliens as well.
Yeah.
So we got other stuff that needs to be just as good.
Yeah.
Too. So. It's promising that they got Stitch, but some of those other aliens are really.
They look weird. And
yeah.
So I just hope that looks good.
Yeah. But the story, I'm pretty sure they gotta stick to the
story, but also like.
Yeah.
My thing is.
Because I don't think it's supposed to be different. I'm thinking they're doing the same thing they do with every.
My thing is, if it's the exact same story. then how are you going to keep people interested that have already seen it?
But the adults have seen it.
Yeah.
It's mostly for kids, bro.
True.
They just got to. The parents are just there to enjoy themselves. It's not for them. Anyways.
Yeah.
So.
It's not. But I would
the
imagine,
parents are going to be the main ones that are paying their money, so they don't feel like it's going to be good or worth their money. So you got to kind of impress the.
You do have to
parents,
impress them,
but it's not like they got it.
But it's for the kids. But I feel like
the parents are going to want it to be straight, especially if they loved it. They're going to want it straight down the middle.
Yeah.
The same thing with Lion King. They should have just stuck with it. And they wouldn't make anybody mad.
I think they didn't change that much with the Lion King.
They cut out a lot.
They added stuff, but they didn't. You talking about with the Lion King?
Yeah.
What all did they cut?
They cut out a lot of songs. They cut out a lot of jokes.
Songs.
They should have just not added stuff.
It was, to me, it was almost shot for shot. Not shot for, I like when they're able to do something a little different. That's why I liked the Aladdin remake.
It's classic.
I like the Aladdin remake because they actually were able to do
It was
different
okay.
things. I liked it more than the
Will Smith with the little thing and being blue.
I liked it more than most of the other remakes. Most of them. We re-rambling, but yeah.
You brought it up this time.
I did. No, I did.
Yeah.
I think we're almost done. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch, summer 2025. I'm looking forward to it. Next is Snow White. I don't have any comments because I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm playing.
Gal the goat.
What you said?
Yep, Gal the goat. Are you gonna say Rachel Jiggler? No offense to Rachel Jiggler, but how is she the fairest of them all? And Gal's not. I'm sorry. She's a model.
My name's Bennett.
How they gonna make her look like a witch? There's a lot of stuff that people are mad about because they didn't use real dwarves.
Yeah, and I
then
think
Peter Dinklage said some stuff.
They really
how it would be.
They really made Peter Dinklage the token spokesperson for the community. How do you feel about that?
He was the GOAT in Game of Thrones, but
yeah.
You know.
I saw this video that a lot of people were upset within the
Here's the thing.
Little People community because
I
feel like they're taking away roles from them.
I heard about that. Yeah,
just because he complained and he's almost like he's kind of shutting the door behind him. And I was like, dang.
But he's trying to do. I'm sure that if I don't know, you can look at both sides. I think he was just trying to do right. Yeah, he's just one person. But at the same time, it's the same thing with everything else. One person is going to say one thing, and then you're going to get another person that's going to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you can't please everybody at this point. So I think in this case, aside from Snow White not being white, I think at this point, you know, with the dwarves, I think they were trying to do well. They're going crazy, but as far as what they showed, I think it was good.
Okay.
It looked good.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what it showed.
Okay.
Now we don't know the movie. Am I gonna see it? Probably not.
Okay.
But you know, from what they showed, I didn't see anything wrong.
Yeah.
I think the dwarves are animated. I think.
Interesting.
It's so quick that.
That's a choice.
You know, it's so quick that you miss it. Like you can't really tell because it's not much. It's a teaser trailer, so they didn't show much. But until I see a real trailer, I don't know.
Okay.
But they didn't show much, which I think they did on purpose.
Gotcha.
They were really clear, not showing too much.
I didn't really see it, or did I? I can't remember. Dang.
You know, they didn't really show much. So, anyways,
The final thing I think we got on the list is Tron Ares. I'm gonna be real. I don't think did they have a trailer, or is it a show, or is it gonna be a movie? I think it's gonna be a show.
I don't keep up with Tron.
I watched Tron Legacy when it came out. I saw it in theaters. It looked cool. I'm not saying the story was the best, but I remember it looked cool.
Yeah, that's about
And
all
I like
I
the
know.
soundtrack.
And
I know, I like the soundtrack. It looked cool. I was like, because it was like what 2010 maybe.
Yeah.
So like visually, I mean, we've gone. It's like it definitely seemed ahead of its time in a sense. Not saying 2010 was that long ago. It was like 14 years ago, but I feel like technology's advanced a lot since then, and it still looked really good for the time it came out.
yeah, I don't know. Not really interested, but if they have a good story,
Yeah. I've never
Good
been
trailer.
that big into
Yeah.
it. I just remember like I was like this look. I was like, oh yeah,
it's
this looks
another
cool.
IP that they're trying to just milk. You know,
This man's a cynic.
I am. Sue me.
It's all good, but yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
basically it.
That's basically it. Yeah.
That's all we got for you folks.
So if we missed anything, let us know in the comments below. But
yeah,
I think we nailed mostly everything.
let us know what what you want to, or let us know what you're looking forward to. We didn't really get to talk about Monster Jam or Win or
They didn't
Lose.
say much.
That's the first. That's the Disney Plus first. Win or Lose is the first Disney Plus original Pixar series. So the first actual series that Disney or Plus is putting out for Pixar. They've done like different spin-offs, like the Monsters at Work for Monsters Inc. I haven't seen it.
University.
Yeah. University was just the
movie.
prequel, but
Yeah.
Monsters at Work
prequel.
was the actual Monsters Inc. Series or monster series within that universe. So yeah, they got some other stuff coming out. They got Hoppers. That's like a girl whose brain changes with a squirrel. They switch or something. Yeah, they got some stuff coming out. See, they got some original type stuff, but gotta support it. But yeah, that's all we got for y'all.
That's deep.
So, any closing thoughts?
I support it if it's good.
If it's good.
But yeah,
If it's good.
that is how, they know what to do. That is no, because money talks.
Money talks.
So, if you want them to do more original things, you gotta go out and see the original things. Unfortunately, so whether it's good or bad. So, all right, man. So, let us know in the comments what was your favorite announcement, and we'll see you in the next one.
See y'all
Talk
next
to you
time.
later
Be safe out here.
in the streets.